Which phrase most effectively sets up the examples in the second part of the sentence? All right, so we're looking at question 3 here. This is a question about supporting evidence. So let's take a look at the sentence in question. So here's the underlined portion. Regrettably, electronic medical records require infrastructure that can be expensive to build. They don't require physical storage space, they don't need to be photocopied and collated, and they are less likely to be physically misplaced. All right, so we have a list of 3 things here. This is that second part of the sentence. 3 items here, and we need to figure out which phrase best sets up those examples. So something that can be done with a question like this is work backwards from the examples to try to figure out what sort of argument is being made with them, and see if it matches the way they're currently being introduced now. And if they are, then we choose no change. And if they aren't, we choose one of the other 3 choices. So is the information that's being put forward in these examples, is it supporting something? Is it a counter example? Is it evidence against something? Or is it trying to compare stuff? Well, this is all talking about how it doesn't take up any space. It's digital files. We're talking about electronic medical records. So I'm not seeing that these examples support the idea that electronic medical records are expensive or that they require expensive infrastructure. And that may or may not be true, but what we're trying to do is match the examples to the best setup. So this is supporting the idea that electronic digitized medical records are hard to lose, that they don't need to be photocopied, and they don't need to be physically stored. So there's an advantage that they have over physical records. Let's see if there's anything in the choices that matches that. So right now, I'm going to cross off no change, because it's not comparing electronic health records to the expense of infrastructure. It's comparing electronic health records to the expense of physical ones. Let's see if we can find anything that compares physical and digital health records. B. Electronic health records provide many advantages over paper ones. This one makes sense to me. This is a list of advantages that digital records have over paper ones. I'm quite confident that this is our answer. This matches what I understand to be the purpose of these examples, but let's just make sure and go through the other 2. Researchers have weighed the benefits and drawbacks of electronic health records. The examples don't support this, they only have benefits. And typically, electronic health records need a full-time staff to maintain them. Full-time staff is not mentioned in this list of examples. So what I did there was I tried to figure out the purpose of the examples, and then worked backwards from that to determine what the best setup would be. You'll probably see 2 to 3 of these on your SAT. So when you come across them, look at the examples first. See what is being set up, and then use the structure of those examples to determine what setup suits them best.